Welcome to the Hawkcast, produced by the ViewPoint, bringing you a view of students' lives here on campus. I'm your host, Hunter Bergman, web developer and reporter with
Josh Crim, editor-in-chief.
This is episode 2 with some of my close friends from Brazil. Also, if you guys hear when you're listening to this a little flash of a camera, we are being recorded by the media students. We apologize in advance, but I hope you enjoy the podcast. Go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about what brought you guys to the United States.
Hello, my name's Thiago. I'm 21 right now. I'm from Brazil. I came here to play soccer and improve my English and my study. And that's it. I came for searching for big opportunities, and that's it.
I am Lagrazio Landim. I'm 21 years right now. And I come here to play soccer and to get a better life in the future. So that's it.
So explain to us how the life in America is a little bit different than from Brazil.
The way you grow up, sorry.
No, it's okay, man.
You study, you have to find a job, and then you just pay your bills and die. It's pretty much the same, you know. But the way you live here is better. We can do the same thing, but you receive more money. You know, you have a more quality of life. You know, you can have your own house, your family. You know, you can have you can give a good education for your sons. Like in Brazil, no.
Here, everything is cheaper than Brazil too.
So give us an example of something that's cheaper here than in Brazil.
But it's
Car.
different because if you're receiving dollars, bro, it's crazy for us. You know, the price of cars, houses, the small things in Walmart, everything is different. But if you transfer the money, it's not that cheaper, you know.
But depend about because, for example, with cars, if you transfer the money here, we will continue cheaper too. So depends a lot about what thing you are talking about.
About politicians, everything's different. Everything's different.
Well, I was gonna say, so what about day-to-day life? How big is the city you guys come from?
I came from Rio de Janeiro, one of the biggest city in Brazil. About money and about tourism, and there's a lot of international people there. It's different than Norfolk, Nebraska. It's pretty different.
How many people live in Rio?
3 millions, 3.5 millions. I don't know.
Jeez.
So coming to 27,000. It's not that many. It's a really small town compared to where you come from.
Yeah.
And Rio's beautiful. That has the iconic.
Yeah.
What's that called?
Cristo Redentor. Cristo Redentor. The redemption Christ.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the beaches and stuff like that. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, but we have a lot of problems with a small part of population. There's a lot of money, and the biggest part doesn't have money.
Oh, so the distribution of wealth between the high class and the low class.
Yes,
there's
for
a
sure.
big gap.
Yeah, a real big gap. You can see big apartments with good materials, in front of the beach, and you can see a lot of favelas in the side, right in the side. So it's.
And Lagres, you want to go ahead and talk a little bit about where you're from?
Yeah, I am from Brasilia, the capital from Brazil. It's a really big city too. Almost 3 millions of people there, so it's completely different from here.
What's your favorite thing to do in Brasilia?
Hang out with friends, for sure.
Just hang out, just chill? Yeah.
It's the first thing.
What are some activities you guys do on a weekly basis? What's an average day? You wake up, hang out with friends, maybe go to work, or
On the weekends or on the weekdays?
just on the weekday. What's a typical Monday?
Typical Monday, you wake up, you you hate something. If you have a job, like before come here, I start to work, like to make some money, and I went to my job, work all day long, and then come back to my house, like it's a normal life. But like there, we use a lot of public transportation, like bus, subways, you know.
Do you guys bicycle and stuff a lot too there?
Not that much, not that much, because the traffic is really intense, so we don't have space for bicycles.
So like, I've heard there's like there's like when you're just out on the street, there's different like juice bars and stuff you can stop at, like, I don't know how to try to explain it. Like just how different restaurants and stuff. How do they differ from here? Like, is it like a lot more open on the streets than it is here, or?
Like it's pretty much the same because the American model, like they trying to put in Brazil, like a lot of fast foods, like McDonald's. We can see McDonald's everywhere, like everywhere,
Sure.
in big cities everywhere. So and people like it's expensive, and people like continues to go there.
So is there like different things on the menu at McDonald's there, or is it the same menu?
I think we have more options, right?
Yeah, we have more options.
We have like a lot of options, like 4 meats and like a lot of names, different names. Yeah, my first time here, I asked for a sandwich in Brazil, and they doesn't have. So
Nice. Lugres, what's your typical Monday?
My typical Monday. My life was easily. So
rich people.
So Monday for me, ever was wake up and go to school and play soccer. And
How was the education different there than versus here?
To be honest, in high school, I don't know how this work here, but in Brazil, like some schools, there's some respect, but some schools have nothing
Yeah.
about respect. So, for example, I had studied 6 years in como é que é colégio militar mesmo?
Military school.
Military school. So that's a really good school, and I left this school and I went to other school. So I saw the big difference because when some, I don't know how can I explain, but when some
Fala em português, qualquer coisa.
colégio particular, tipo,
Microfone.
some private schools and public schools. Like in public schools in Brazil, there is no respect with teachers, with
Yeah.
So is
No
there a
one-
lot of like
we have a
so-
big gap between public schools and private schools.
So
like
li-
big gap, big gap.
Like, there's not enough money in there for like nice books
Yeah.
and computers and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
like,
Is what you're saying?
We don't have
Everything,
information in public
everything.
schools, We don't have internet. We don't have
Wi-Fi. Or
no. Yeah,
Ventilation?
Wi-Fi, bro,
Ventilation?
Wi-Fi. Yeah, like circulation.
ventilation.
Yeah.
It's hot all the time.
Yeah.
and-
And like imagine there's I don't know, 35 degrees all year
Celsius.
Celsius.
Yeah.
So what's 35 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit? Do you know?
like
No.
75 almost.
No,
No.
more, I think.
More.
Like 80,
Yeah.
something like that.
So
Something like
basically,
that,
it's
yeah.
just hot all the time. They
Yeah,
don't
it's
have
hot
any-
all the time, yeah.
Is it pretty like moist?
like
Moisture?
Is the humidity in the air. Is it like
What?
the humidity? Like, is it like sticky? Like the air? Is it like
Yeah.
like
yeah,
s-
yeah.
hot and sticky?
Yeah.
So okay.
It's got high humidity. Where's Brasilia in relation to Rio?
Like actually Brasilia is related with all the
Brazil.
all the country.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's the capital, and all the political thing is there. Like our 3 powers, like they're there.
From Brazil, in Brasilia.
So like from Brasilia comes all our money. Like they pass the money for the states. It's different here. Like you have more power in the state. Like some states, you can have a gun. Some states you can smoke marijuana. You know, there no, it's only one big
All
thing.
power is in Brazil. In Brasilia. So
You know, it's equal for it's the same for all the states.
So explain the political structure. You were talking about three powers.
Yeah.
What are the three powers?
Like we have democracy. I don't know how can I say in English.
Democracy.
Yeah.
No. Democracy I know, but like the three powers. Like
Oh, so like
how things
Supreme
work.
Court.
Executivo.
Yeah, supreme, executive, and
Judicial.
legislative. Like
Yeah.
the power who made the laws, the power who like judge the laws, and the power who.
Who enforces the laws?
Yeah, like it's pretty much this.
Definitely.
So it's not that different from here in America, really.
No, so it's just a little bit more like here there's just a little bit more like the states have power.
Yeah, but it's a good thing. No, but we don't have structure. We don't have like people thinking about, because it's not interesting for them, because they gonna like lose some power, you know.
So what's like the average like young kids, like what is their role? Like do they go to school? Are they working? Do they go to like college afterwards?
That's
or-
the big problem, like because they live in some place. There's if he look for one side of the other or the other side, like he will see like people with guns, you know, drug dealers with guns, and for him, it's normal. So he want to be like that, you know. That's the big social problem in Brazil, because the kids want to become a drug dealers, you know.
Because they kind of idolize
The
them.
money.
Yeah, because
I think that this is more in some parts of Rio,
yeah,
like
I'm talking about my
favelas.
place.
Because in Brasilia there is not too much this problem, so it's different.
So there's a little bit less crime and stuff like that where you're
Yeah.
from.
So
There's a lot
In
of
my
crimes,
city-
but not
3 cops
Like-
dies every single day. 3 cops, and 7 black poor men every single
On
day.
an average.
Every single day, bro.
Wow.
It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. That's one of the things like that I decided to come here.
So now let's transition to like a little bit of like what motivated you guys to come here. Obviously, that's a big motivation.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
What other than that? What's another couple things that motivate
Yeah,
you guys?
quality of life, you know, like I don't know, like searching for a big future, you know.
big opportunities.
Yeah, like because there we don't have to like. Of course, there are a lot of people who like growing up in their lives, you know, like it's different. It's completely different for us. This reality like is not for everybody, you know. We're like 1 in 1 million, you know. This opportunity for us.
So it's
is-
pretty special that you guys are here
yeah,
right
bro.
now.
People talk with us like a lot of time. Like, oh, you're in America, you know, living there.
it's a dream.
Yeah, it's a dream. It's American dream, bro. It's American dream.
Yeah, it's true. And I have a lot of friends that want to come. Some friends will come next semester here. So everybody in Brazil want to study here, and
So, what do you think most kids in Brazil dream of doing? Like when they grow up, what are
Soccer.
Soccer.
everybody,
Soccer.
everybody soccer. Soccer in Brazil is
Professional soccer player, you know, and like every single time is for give a big, you know, a big future for their families. You know, it's always thinking about like family. You know,
not
because-
just yourself? It's
yeah,
for your
it's
whole
not
family.
yeah,
to get
it's
them
for
out,
your
to
whole
help them.
family because you look for your side like you don't have food, you're not to eat, you have to share one plate of food with your, I don't know, 7 brothers, because they don't have like information, you know, they don't have information, so they made a lot of sons, and they can't pay for it.
Yeah, because that's one of the things that I really appreciate about you guys is you guys show your affection. Like it's always like a hug or like
Yeah.
here in the United States it's like a handshake or something like that. But you guys like embrace it and
Big
show.
difference,
Yeah.
big difference.
Yeah, definitely.
It seems like you guys are extremely extroverted. Like you put your emotions outwards. And
Yeah.
Stuff. And then I feel like for sometimes it's kind of hard for you guys because a lot of times we're introverted and we kind of keep to ourselves.
A lot.
So a lot of times like you feel like maybe Americans are like looking at you different or just don't want to talk to you just because that's kind of the way they
Yeah.
are sometimes, and it's different from you guys.
Yeah, this was hard when I come here, when I arrived. Because, for example, when I saw the coaching at airport, like in Brazil, it's normal to hug, and here it's just I can't remember exactly, but was strange when I was talk with him and.
It
I
was
don't know,
like a
yeah,
handshake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the first
it's
time
different.
with
I don't
coach
know.
was like that, like, hey, how are you?
Handshake.
Right.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah, but
completely
we should
strange.
respect.
Yeah,
But we should always, respect your guys' customs too. That's not
Yeah.
it's not a bad thing because honestly, you guys have showed me how to be more affectionate towards my friends. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be just a relationship with a girl and a
I
boy.
think
yeah.
that's the big thing about like staying in another country. You're learning a new culture. Like I think it's the biggest part. Like more important for me. Like know different cultures. Know how people live here. And like trying to adapt because in life you have to adapt yourself every single time.
Yeah, and that's something a book or the internet can't teach you. You have to experience that firsthand.
Exactly.
Definitely. What are so we talked a little bit about the differences between Brazil and America. What are a few things that are the same? Because I know we love the same music. I mean, we like the same music. Let's talk about that a little bit. What's your guys' like pop culture scene like?
Like how I said before, we have a lot of American culture inside our culture, like movies, music,
Clothing.
clothing. Yeah, the way you put your clothes. Like Adidas, Nike, every single big company you guys have here, we have there. So it's pretty much the same. Like we're trying to not copy, but actually like the same. I don't know.
Was probably a byproduct of those companies expanding into Brazil.
Yeah,
And just shared culture. It's
because
just-
we are a great market. A great market. Like people there like spend a lot of money.
yeah. Brazil is a big country.
We
so
have a lot of money, but it's like
certain people hold that money.
yeah, like
corruption.
Corruption.
yeah.
So give me an example of corruption. Like
Just one,
what's one big example? Like what was the biggest scandal?
You know, Petrobras.
Petrobras, like
was he, like, the
for petrol.
Okay, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so it's how can I say? It's a company of the government, and this company there's a scandal of corruption, like more than like I don't know, 11 trillions
Yeah.
dollars.
So
Like American US dollars.
Yeah,
so
trillions, bro.
And what happened? They like took it or
Yeah, like I was search
From the
how can I
government?
say it? Wait.
Definitely. Because that's a huge thing that we don't really realize. We have, our corruption in America too, but
Odebrecht, you know, Odebrecht. I don't know
There's
how can I
like
say here.
every single week we have a new scandal, like but with the same subject, the same how can I say it?
Yeah, subject. It's like it's
Yeah.
the same thing every time. It's just a
Yeah.
different group doing
Yeah.
it.
so now who controls, like who says like, hey, you guys can't do that anymore?
Yeah, that's the problem. The,
It's
the,
the
the man,
government.
the man who commands everything, he's the leader of the bad guys.
So he just kind
Our
of does
president,
whatever.
he's one of the biggest drug dealers in the Brazil story.
Really? So how
Yeah.
did he get elected as a president? Was it just kind of a rigged
That's
thing?
why
He
our
was
people
not elected, to be
our
honest.
people doesn't have information. So
Oh, they just. So
yeah,
how do
they,
you think?
they can do a critical thing?
So how do you think like social media is affecting that? Do you think?
Oh.
Do you think that's pretty big? Everybody's becoming more aware of what's going on.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Everybody,
like in
everybody
Facebook,
can write something and someone share and the other person share and the people will believe.
To let your
That-
voice be heard.
yeah,
yeah.
and you start to just accept it, like your own opinion. You have in your Facebook only friends who share the same idea with you, so you cannot like change your view. You know.
So do you think that social media is positively or negatively affecting?
Depends.
Depends.
Just a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, like depends. Oh, Olympic Games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
let's
Olympics.
do that.
Well, the Olympics and World Cups. I know.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. We can edit out. Like, it's no big deal.
The Olympics and the World Cup. Yeah, that was a big thing I've heard about the corruption in that to get the money to build stadiums and stuff.
Bro, we had a World Cup in 2014 and Olympic Games in 2016. Both were in my city. Like the World Cup, like a couple games because it was in the
All
whole
over.
country. But the Olympic Games was in my city, Rio de Janeiro. Bro, the city stopped it.
stopped?
They kick out people for their place to build and didn't pay. Like they don't give.
They just took their homes and kicked them out
bro,
onto the street.
It was a crazy thing. Like a lot of money. Like one big stadium, like supposed to be I don't know $1 million for $3 million, and where's the $2 million? Where's the difference? You know?
So they just kind of took it, or
Yeah. We
so
don't know.
what happened to those? What happened to those people that lived in those homes?
They got displaced from their homes.
Yeah, they built a lot of like small, how can I say, apartments, like one bathroom, one room, you know, one kitchen, and put all those people there.
So kind of like the projects here, but
Yeah.
Dang.
One example about that, Mané Garrincha, one star stadium in Brasilia, is the second stadium most expensive in the world, and is, to be honest, a simple stadium. It's beautiful, but to be the second stadium most expensive in the world, so there is a lot of corruptions.
Yeah, they estimate the
Discuss-
price.
So within that, so they would build the stadiums, and
Yeah.
they would just take the money off.
Yeah.
Just for
But
seats.
it happened
just
like with the little
seats.
things.
Just with seats, they spend 11.4 millions
just on the seats.
dollars
Yeah,
dollars
bro, look
with
at-
seats.
Are those stadiums still being used today, or are they just?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
used,
And our
so-
media didn't talk about that.
Really?
Because
So
was,
it's kinda
was
covered
World
up?
Cup. Was World Cup. They just won't talk about World Cup.
Let's
you
talk
know?
about the World Cup a little bit. That was kind
And
of
bro, for us soccer, so people don't care, really don't care.
yeah. So what happened? What happened to your guys'? What happened to the team last year, or, in 2014, in the World Cup? You guys got beat like. What was the number? Like 4-1
1 to 7.
to 7. What happened?
Deutschland.
Serious? Serious? How many World Cups do you have?
Okay, yeah.
Hey, we
okay, I will
didn't
give
even-
that. Brazil has been in every single World Cup.
Yeah, that definitely that was pretty tragic though. But like,
Yeah,
because that had
imagine
a,
for us.
it had a little bit to do
In
with
your own
Neymar.
home country.
I just like started crying.
Yeah, that's
I think
crazy.
that a lot of people
Like,
start
in the,
to
in
cry
the fourth
because
goal, I just like, what happened? Like,
Disbelief.
yeah, like, oh my God, what is going on,
That's sad,
bro?
So
Because-
it's more of like
It's insane.
it's a culture. It's everything.
Yeah,
you know,
it's culture, bro.
And it's in your home country, and you're watching your team try to get a title in its own home country, and then after you put on that tournament, it
And-
must be
and
kind of hard to watch
people
it,
who are
watch
early-
them lose. And Brazil is really a huge footballing nation, very strong, and so to see that happen in their own country, I'm sure it was pretty heartbreaking.
And people who are listening who don't follow soccer a lot, getting beat 1 to 7 is pretty extraordinary. I mean, I don't think that's like. I mean, how many times does that happen in the World Cup?
I think two.
Two in like all of
Yeah.
history.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. But there were a couple injuries though on the team. Like
Neymar.
Neymar hurt his
vertebrae.
back.
Neymar got his back injured, like a serious thing.
In the Colombia game.
Yeah,
That was pretty disappointing. It sounded like the team just.
but
kinda
I
fell
think
apart a
like
little bit.
if he was there, like probably 4-1 or
Germany was a strong
Yeah.
side. But hey, 2018.
bro.
It's a year we didn't even make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't even make it to the World Cup
Yeah.
this year. It was so disappointing, but
today there's game Brazil,
Brazil
and,
and
Germany.
Germany.
really,
Yeah,
Oh, so
today.
It's a scrimmage,
yeah,
Or a
but
friendly game.
but bro, it's against Germany now.
Brazil and
every
Germany,
single
so-
game against Germany, whole country like stop and watch the game.
So that's why Victor did.
Yeah, that's why Victor is not
I don't
here.
know here, but here in the World Cup, is normal to have break in the day of game or not?
Are you saying for us watching the World Cup?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think. I mean, certain fans that are very diehard and love it, yes, will. But for the average person here in America, even the World Cup is the most viewed thing most
ever,
Americans
ever. Right.
simply they just don't have the passion for it. But I
We
know.
have break like
Because in
during
Brazil,
all competition.
So like
yeah,
so like are you saying like if you're at work and then Brazil's scheduled to play, you're just gonna be off work for that time and then you could go back or
like we stop like people in the street, you know, people like in the street, a lot of people in the street, a lot of people like carnival, and everybody like using
in the yellow?
Jerseys
Yeah.
and everything.
and we
we
draw
paint the
in-
we draw in the streets.
the streets,
bro.
yeah,
It's,
every
it's the
street
best
is
moment.
that
Yeah,
with a lot of
Yeah.
things. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
there's competitions like who's the best street, like the most beautiful street in the country, you know.
Really. That's interesting
awesome.
because
Yeah.
culturally, like we don't really see a whole lot of that stuff here in America. Like that's
well, sorry to me, but that's a game bringing the whole country together.
But I heard about like Super Bowl. Super Bowl like kind of like stop the country,
yeah,
like everybody.
Yeah, I think the Super Bowl definitely is up there with everything, but it's not. It's not the extent of painting like streets and stuff like that.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's not that deep into our culture.
Yeah, and that's just like two teams from our country
Yeah.
going against each other every year. But a World Cup is every 4 years, and that's your whole nation.
Yeah,
So I think
it's the whole nation.
That's
yeah.
such a large scale rivalry too. You know, like who's the best in the world?
in the world.
It's
Yeah.
not who's the best on this continent. It's all of them. That's pretty intimidating. But
Bro, imagine.
It's crazy.
yeah, you could be playing in the World Cup. Keep
I
going.
don't know. I don't know.
Wouldn't that be a dream come true?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. So transferring away from like the Olympics and that kind of stuff a little bit, but let's talk about like the cartoons, because I know like last time we were talking, like you guys watched the same cartoons as us too, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah. Like
was your favorite
Cartoon
cartoon?
Network,
yeah.
bro. I watched it like this channel like whole my childhood. You know?
What was your favorite cartoon?
I don't know how can you say here like do you do like I think it's
Ed
Eddie.
and Eddie.
Yeah, yeah, it was my favorite.
Wait, what was it called?
Do you do?
Dang, that's cool. Legrez, what about you?
My favorite cartoon? I really love Dragon Ball Z. So, bro,
It's your favorite?
yeah, my favorite, for sure.
Like calling chicken.
Oh, Cow and Chicken.
Cow and Chicken.
Yeah. So you like the
That
old
was
Cartoon
good.
Network? Those
Yeah,
are
the old school.
with like Dexter's Laboratory and stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool. What about Tom and Jerry?
Oh, I
Oh,
love
that
it.
was like
good one.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite of all time, Tom and Jerry. But so obviously, like, I mean, there's a big difference between like Brazil and America, but you guys are still, I mean, humans, like, we listen to the same music, we watch the same things, so we share a lot of the similar like likes and things like that.
Yeah.
So, with those similarities, was it when you came over here? Was it that hard to adjust like to our media and stuff because you'd already listened to the same music, watched the same shows a lot of times?
I think like the worst part was the language,
Mm-hmm.
because English is so hard for us to understand like and learn. Like people who talk in English in Brazil, like they spend like 8 years in a private school, because in our like normal schools we have one like time of 15 minutes per week of English, and we learn just colors and numbers and
And then that's a lot different speaking in a classroom and it's slow compared to talking to me.
yeah,
when we're having
bro.
an actual conversation.
yeah, like
So
our first semester was so hard.
Well, I remember meeting Legrez when Legrez first got here. He couldn't say anything. He was
Yeah, I didn't know nothing.
Bro, I couldn't
nothing,
either.
nothing.
Like, but like, I don't know.
How do you think that affects playing on a team? Do you not being able to communicate?
Yeah, a
communication
lot.
is one of the biggest.
I think
things
that's
for a
why
team.
we separate ourselves. Like the internationals, we stay like one side, and you guys Americans in the other side. Because actually, it's not like for like, oh, we don't like you guys, but like we just don't know how to talk in English.
I know.
like, how
It's
to
funny.
have a
I
conversation.
know some games. I know like whether you're or Victor or some other people have like you'd say something to me in Portuguese and I'm like.
Yeah, you think English is hard to understand. Imagine us listening to Portuguese. When you guys talk, I'm just like, what's that? And then you guys have that Q or that C with I don't know how to say.
C cedilha with the
Yeah.
C cedilha.
It's different.
Cedilha.
bro.
Cedilha.
Everything is.
So I think it's kind of similar on both ends. Like we have a lot of things in common, but it's just that language barrier.
Yeah.
That just
A language barrier, I think, is the worst problem. The worst problem.
Yeah. So what was one way that you learned to overcome that?
Hang out with friends, you know, you help me a lot. Like I think I'm like become a little bit you because I have your expressions. Yes, serious because we're always together. So
Yeah.
I'm start to like copy you the way you talk, like the expressions, like bad.
You know what I'm saying every time you
I say that a lot too. So like, what can you tell other Brazilian foreign exchange students to prepare for? Like, what was one way they could prepare to be able to transition?
Like what do you mean? Like transition to come here?
yeah.
Like our advice for people who want to come here, like for international students.
be prepared.
Yeah, like
Be prepared.
prepare yourself. Like I don't know, 1 year before, start to learn English. What movies like without subtitles, like trying to assimilate words. Like the way you guys use verbs, it's completely different. And when coming here, like don't hesitate, just talk, even you're wrong, because you guys like the good thing is you trying to understand us.
Yeah. Don't be shy.
Yeah, you're trying to understand us. That was our problem. We are like, we don't like, we didn't want to talk because we didn't know, so we never learned it.
And see, I have that problem too a little bit. Like trying to speak Portuguese with you guys.
Yep.
It's like I want to learn how to say something, but I don't want to say something wrong or embarrass myself.
Yeah.
Ultimately,
That's
it's
why
embarrassing.
embarrass-
It's normal.
So I think a lot of people, even on campus, I think us as a community should not necessarily like treat you guys any differently, but we should if you guys are trying to say something, we should definitely help you and not be afraid or intimidated by helping you guys in that aspect.
Yeah, like everywhere, there's like some people who don't like us, and don't want to help, So when we're trying to talk something, like, I can understand you, bro. Sorry, and like don't give like
It's true.
attention first, but like some guys like you, like just hey, come on, let's like let's hang out, let's eat something, and we start talking and improve our English. It's good.
One of the first things that it was interesting because we talk about music and stuff like that. One of the first things that how we kind of bonded over was music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would pick you
remember.
guys up. I would pick you guys up from the college to go to practice, and we'd just be bumping all the way to practice.
Yeah, I have a memory of Tiago. He got in my car after leaving the stadium and come back to the school, and I just remember Red Hot Chili Peppers Under the Bridge came on, and every single word he just belting out in the passenger seat, like,
what's
word
crazy?
for word.
He can. It's like he doesn't even have an accent when he sings it. Though,
I know.
Too.
That's why we listen a lot of American music and like had Hot Chili Peppers, bro. I went like 2 concerts.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, wait. Let's talk about the concerts you've been to.
Yeah.
Because that was really cool.
Metallica, Iron Maiden, Pearl Jam, bro. Pearl Jam.
Avenged Sevenfold already went.
Yeah, Avenged. Let me see, Muse. You never Muse?
Yeah.
I mean, a little bit. I think I've heard of them a little
It's
bit.
good. Guns N' Roses.
But Guns
Yeah.
N' Roses. You've
Yeah.
seen Guns N' Roses?
Yeah, 2 times.
Dude, so many people here would be jealous of that. Metallica especially. Like, Metallica is one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Like, and they fill up stadiums.
What a concert, bro. What
Yeah.
a concert. Like 2 hours in a row. Oh my god.
That's incredible. What are some other cool things that, like, I don't know about you?
All right. I almost became a professional League of Legends player.
Professional League of
Yeah.
Legends?
League of Legends, do you know this game?
Yes, of course I know
Yeah.
what League of Legends is.
I use it to play a lot. When like I decided to stop my career in soccer, like I passed like 2 years just playing, and like yeah.
So
I had a team, a small team with my best friends. Yeah.
So explain going professional. What would have that been like?
Like the market is growing up fast in Brazil. Like,
Yeah, it's on ESPN now. Like,
bro,
there's
yeah.
video games.
We have the biggest channel in Brazil. It's Sport TV, so they start to live the match, bro. It's crazy. It's a lot of money. People make a lot of money.
Yeah, especially YouTube
Yeah,
streamers and
bro,
stuff like that.
YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Like because every single player, like he has his own channel in YouTube and he posts the best moments of the lives, bro. I don't know. I love the esports environment. You know, I love like Counter-Strike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have been playing Counter-Strike. I don't know, 10 years.
You know, like Gary's mod.
Games mod?
Gary's mod. You know what Gary's mod is?
No.
Man, it's
Do you
like,
know Fallen?
Uh-uh.
He's the
Describe?
best player in the world of
Oh.
Counter-Strike. He's Brazilian.
I've heard of
Of
him.
CS:GO.
Yeah,
Yeah.
CS:GO.
Let's see. What's another big game? What's another big game that you really like?
Well, now
Dota.
Yeah, he played Dota. So
Dota.
yeah, no.
I played Dota 2 for a little bit. Did you ever
Yeah.
get into like the World of Warcraft or anything like that? Like,
World of Warcraft. Yeah.
Did you guys used to play RuneScape ever?
RuneScape?
Yeah.
No, I
Nerds.
didn't.
So I already did, but just
I didn't get like huge into the gaming scene. Like I've always wanted to start my gaming channel. Like when we talked to Alan, like that was so cool. Yeah, like when I was young, I would have loved to start my
Yeah.
gaming channel.
I play a lot of FIFA too, and GTA.
Some Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, bro.
this game is good.
Yeah, this game is crazy.
Thank you guys for listening to this Hawkcast. I'm your host, Hunter Bergman.
And I'm Josh Crim.
If you're interested in finding more out about the ViewPoint, check out our website, neviewpoint.com, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also, check out our YouTube channel at The Viewpoint.
Bye.
Have a wonderful